Good evening and welcome to round 4 of the NXTGEN Season 11 Ginetta Junior League, sponsored by Emily Limscott. Excuse me for that one. We're here at the dreaded Bathurst. Now, interesting, race 1 is 4 damage for these guys. So if you hit the wall and you take off a wheel, you're out of the race. Race 2 is going to be visual damage only, as Jamie F430 there clips the wall going up the hill. Should be some good close racing tonight. Bit sideways up from Jamie. We'll go through the field in a minute, as there's this Graffinator who usually commentates, I believe, on GT Sport Hot Hatch League for NXTGEN. Debut this season in the Ginetta. So let's take a look through the field for tonight and race 1 around Bathurst. We have the Graffinator there, who's sat in the pit lane. We have Ben Sully 2000, another new name for this league this season. First race, and this is going to be a tough one around Bathurst for him. Boy Raxa 14, our championship leader by 25 points. He took a double win last time out at Alton Park. Can he do the same today? Behind him, the first man to set a time, RDF1 Adam Morris, who is in second. Afcape there at 11 seconds down. To keep going through, Liam Atherso, Shadowstalker DBS, NGR Fraser is back for another week. RS Jim 77, last year's defending champion. Slidercast 28, Radovan 80, and obviously the host Jamie F430. I believe that is Liam Thurso in his way, but I think both are going for a timed lap, so a bit unlucky there. So 4 points wise so far in this championship after 3 rounds. Last time at Alton Park Island. Very good race, and some cracking battles all the way through. Mistakes from pretty much everyone. We have Boy Raxa 14, who leads the championship on 108 points. Adam Morris is second with 83. Jamie F430 is sixth and third on 78. RS Jim 77 sits on 76. Seeks 44 sits on the 73. Looks like he's not here tonight either, so that will be dropping. Gazo 123 sits in 6th with 63 points. Slidegas 28 is on 50 points. Lima Thurso in 8th with 40. The Les in 9th with 35. Ginger Poisson level with the Les, also on 35. Shadowstalker DBS is 11th with 33. Radovan 80 sits in 12th with 27. Afcape sits on 21. Our Austinator sits on 20. Cam123 Diz is in 15th on 15 points. Robsk is on 16th with 15 points. NGR Fraser is 17th on 14 points. PS Scooby 555 is on 11 points. The Dizzler on 11 points as well, and to round it out, X-Chris 93 on 7. So we watch Shadowstalker here. Boy Raxa takes provisional pole from his teammate, 0.1 of a second there, so not a lot in it over this lap. Now Lewis, as I get Mount Panorama, or Bathurst as it's commonly known, is a 6.21 kilometre, 3.84 mile track. It has plenty of turns, massive straights, and these guys are going to have a whirl of a time through it, I think. Especially this one where they've got to be careful with the fall damage. It's going to be close. So let's find some of the Scruffy sat in the pit still. Ben Sully there, just going through Forest's elbow there. And coming onto the Conrod straight. Look at Jamie here, still not set a time yet for Jamie FL30. The lap time invalidated from the screen there. Boyrax are coming up to the S's, right behind, yeah, Jamie's then moved out the way, obviously not getting the lap he needs right there. Boyrax are flying down through the S's in the dipper there. He comes up towards the Forest's elbow. Comes back in, just stepping a little bit, that's absolutely fine through there. Coming onto the Conrod. Let's go on ball for a lap if he stays. Last time I tried this at Holm Park, it didn't work. They all either had a mistake or went to the back of the pits. So hopefully, Boyrax have got enough fuel sat in the car. Well, I think he should do anyway, there's no fuel depletion for another lap. It'd be nice to take you all around Bathurst in a Ginetta Junior car. So we round the chase there as we come down towards Murray's. The brakes gets turned in. That's lovely through there. Right, so here we go. The start of a lap around Bathurst with Boyrax of 14, your current championship leader, as we come down to turn 1, which is Hell. Comes through Hell, the 19 left-hander. That opens a bit out, coming onto the straight as you come down onto Mountain Straight now. Very, very long straight here, Mountain Straight. As we come down towards Griffin's over the hill. How late will he be braking down through here? Very late, a little touch of the brakes to get the back end out and through Griffin's. He's absolutely thrown it through there. As Adam Morris does take provisional pole now by 0.4 of a second. As we go up through the cutting. And into Reed Park we go. So far a good clean lap here from Boyrax. Up in towards Frog Hollow. Through Frog Hollow we go. And down towards Solomon Park. Through Solomon Park we go then. Down to McPhillamy Park. Very fast left-hander. And over the skyline we come. Towards the S's, over the skyline, straight into the S's. Here we go. Flick right, flick left. Flick right, constantly tightening as we come now down into the dipper. Through the dipper we go, really nicely done through there. Hitting all the apexes, pretty much lovely. Through the rest of the S's and down into the Forest's elbow. Again, kicking the back end to try and get the car straight. Didn't quite get it as he wanted there. But he's got around it quite nicely. Through the flick left down onto the Conrod straight now. One of the this is probably the longest straight on the course. Let's go up the hill. This is where a lot of drafting will come into play. I think that's how Adam Morris really got his time there. He always goes out behind Boyrax. We flick right. Come down to the chase. Into the chase then. Flick left. Flick right. Go down towards Murray's. Onto Murray's we come. Hit the brakes. I think a bit of an early turn in, but he gets away with it. What time does he set? It's gone for provisional pole. Adam Morris comes back along another 3 tenths. Adam Morris just took 7 tenths out of his own time. Boy, Rex has got some competition here today, I can tell you that much. That is a phenomenal time from RDF1 Adam Morris. 2:27.1 so far. Let's go on. There's NG off Fraser. Coming towards the chase. Amazing just how long the lap is in one of these cars. This Graffinator still hasn't put in a time yet, which is very interesting. As NG Fraser comes down the start-finish straight towards Hell. Across the line, does he improve? No, he doesn't. He stays put. Oh, and Radovan is in the wall. There, that was Radovan in the wall. Straight back to the pits for the damage repair there. Boy, Rex is still going after it. He's 3/10 down, mind, so he's got a lot of time to fight, and he is pushing that car to the limit. Looks like gas is got in front or behind of Boy Rex. No, he is in front of him. So that's Slider Gas with Shadow Stalker DBS in front of him. We come all the way up then towards the chase. Up into the chase then, Shadow Stalker DBS giving Slider Gas a toe, and I thought he was about to run wide then. He almost did. Not quite expecting the pace he was going to carry because of the toe down the conrod. Into Murray's we come. Through Murray's they go. Shadow Stalker DBS, does he move? Yes, he does. He goes up to 9th. And Slider Gas up into 3rd. That's a fantastic improvement on his own time. 1.9 off the pace of Adam Morris there. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from these boys. There's your defending champion, sat in 11th place at the moment. Really not getting on well at Bathurst. Bit strange that from Jim. Adam Morris seems to have pipped Boy Rexa so far by 3/10. Machuca teammates dominating so far in this qualifying session. Oh, Jim looks like he's pushing it now as we go up to Skyline. Through the Skyline into the S's. Very, very clean through the S as we go into the dip. Down to Forest Elbow. Through Forest Elbow we go. Down the Conrod we come with RS Jim 77. Remember last year's champion. He's the defending champion for this year. Up over the hill. Come to that fast right. That is going to be absolutely flat. You can almost guarantee it. We have to hit the brakes hard into the chase we come. Try to squeeze as much power coming out of there as possible. Over the hill we go and into Murray's. What sort of time will this be for RS Jim? It's got to be a good one. Oh, he's lost the back end going through Murray's, but he's gone away with it. It'll cost him a couple of tenths though. Puts him 7th overall. Not a bad recovery that. A 2:30.2. There is the Scraffinator. The number 39 machine. Now Jamie Scraffin, a fully qualified commentator on NXTGEN, doing the hot hatches and various other leagues over at ORN. That is Online Racing Network. Do go check them out. That is good to watch. But he's here competing today. But he comes into the chase. Remember, he's not set a time yet, so no matter what happens, he can only go up from here unless he stays where he is. Does he have the pace to mix it with at least the mid-pack? I think he might do. Swings it into Murray's. So he got a good exit as well. Comes over the line and he is on an out lap. So let's go for a full lap then with this Graffinator here at Bathurst. Bring up the speedo, see how fast he's going down these straights without a tow. Go down the straight and into Griffins. Hits the brakes. Very, very clean so far from the Scraffinator. Up the hill, up towards that hairpin left. Gets through it nice and cleanly. Up through the right-hander. So far so good. As you go down, up over the crest and down the hill, this is a very fast section no matter who you are. Flick it left again, he's a bit wide, but the laser apex may benefit him down this next part into the S as we go. Go, flick it left, down the hill, through the dip, and go to left and up into the forest elbow. He's a bit wide, but he'll get on the power and square the corner off. Very nicely done so far from the Scraffinator. Down the Conrod straight we go then, 120, 125 he's got so far. Up the hill, that's going to stay 128 so far, 129, 130, these cars really rocking it down the straight. There's 135. Just touching 137, 138 before he hits the brakes. And a bit of a late apex, but going around the slightly longer way. What sort of time is he gonna set here? Come down towards Murray's. Through Murray's we go. Gonna go across the line. What sort of time does he set? The Scraffinator, the first race he's done in the Ginetta Juniors this season. 2:36.3 puts him dead last right now. RDF Adam Morris and Boyrexa starting another lap. And that is RDF Adam Morris out in the gravel, and that will be qualifying over for Adam Morris. He now has to hope that Boyrexa can improve his time by 0.37 now. Very close to the wall. Definitely not scared of it. I'm over to the Frog Hollow. Going into Solomon Park. So, yes, running out wide, putting it into the apex. That's fantastic from the current championship leader. At McFinley Park. And over the skyline towards the S's. Get that car turned in rapidly through there. Very nice line so far. You go down the way through towards the forest elbow. Come down the straight we come. Conrod straight, this will be his final lap for Boyrexa 14. Can he improve? Beautiful through there so far. Down towards Murray's we go. Down towards the main straight we come. Has he done it? No, he doesn't improve, so Adam Morris takes pole position today away from his teammate there, Lima Thurso, not on a lap, but Shadow Stalker is. Can he make up a few more positions? That will be the interesting thing. We're on to the main straight then for Shadow Stalker. And he doesn't improve his position, so your grid for race 1, Adam Morris, Boyraxa 14, Liam Thurso, Slidergas 28, Radovan 80, Jamie F4 30, RS Jim 77, NGR Fraser, Ben Sully 2000 in 9th, Afcape in 10th, Shadowstalker DBS in 11th, and the Scraffinator rounds out our 12 drivers for the night. So just confirmation there of your top 10 grid. So we're waiting here on the grid for the start of race 1, 5 laps of Bathurst. This is the slightly shorter race, or a sprint race you could call it. But what a pole position lap from Adam Morris. He's got to be well happy with that. Almost 4 tenths quicker than Boyraxa, who's been the man to beat so far in this championship. Taking numerous poles. And also wins. So it's going to be interesting to see how Ben Sully 2000 does, and also the Scraffinator, the 2 newcomers to this league tonight for season 11. So keep an eye on them. Keep an eye, I think, on Slidergas. He seemed a bit interesting, and Liam Thurso ended up 3rd. So he was obviously on a lap, and I didn't quite catch it, so fair play to him for getting on 3rd on the grid there. And very much good luck to all the drivers tonight, because this is a full damage race. I repeat, a full damage race. That means you can easily, very, very easily, rip the wheel off. Hit a wall, you got big problems, I think, round here. So if Boyraxa or Adam Morris at the top of the table have an incident, clip a wall, get some damage, then it could make things interesting. But here we go. We are waiting on the lights as we sync. Here we go. And we are green here at Bathurst. And the Scraffinator looking like he's getting a good getaway there. But it's Boyraxa. Oh, here comes Slidergas up round the outside as we come up to hell for the first time. He cuts across the Machuca and he is leading out of turn 1. That's a fantastic start from Slidergas. From 4th on the grid, Boyraxa stays 2nd. Liam Thurso 3rd. That's a poor start from Adam Morris though. He goes down to 4th. Jamie F4 30 sits in 5th with F Cape in 6th. RS Jim 77 is in 7th. Radovan 8th. The Scraffinator having a look, but that Shadowstalker on the inside of NGR Fraser as we come down into Griffins. Fantastic move into Griffins there. No way back there for NGR Fraser as we go back to the front of the field. But we're going to look down as just Jamie F 30 diving out, almost defending there from Aft Cape. This is brilliantly close racing, and that's RS Jim on the back of Aft Cape there as we go single file. No real overtaking opportunities through here unless you're very brave and courageous. But Slider Gas, what a start from the man in 4th place on the grid. That's fantastic stuff. Liam Thurso here. Bit of a bottleneck here for Adam Morris. Boy Raxer is now right on the back of Slider Gas as we come down through the S's. Oh, and that's in the wall. That is Slider Gas. There, that will be damaged. That is very unlucky for him. Boy Raxer now takes the lead of the race. The championship leader is on his way in the lead, and RDF Adam Morris has taken some positions as Liam Thurso has had an issue there coming out of Forest Elbow. He's got damage, I think. Yes, he has. That car is pulling to the left. He'll be coming into the pits at the end of this lap, I can always guarantee it. But that is dangerous. That is the Scraffinator squeezing between Shadowstalker and Liam Thurso there to take that position. Fantastic driving. Very courageous. And yes, he's on the grass now, the Scraffinator. Oh, as Shadowstalker goes around the outside, that's a fantastic move. But he can't quite hold it and knocking the Scraffinator. And that'll be Ben Sully making up a position there, along with NGR Fraser. That is fantastic racing from the boys, very, very patient. Ben Sully looking to the inside now of NGR Fraser. He must have made a mistake on the way out, and there's Liam Thurso confirming our thoughts there with damage going into the pits. Back to the front then, Boy Raxer leads with Adam Morris only 4 tenths behind him. Jamie F30 is a second behind that, but behind we have Aft Cape, Ray Devan and RS Jim 77 here on lap 2 of Bathurst, and I'm telling you now, that is one hell of a first lap here at Bathurst. A bit excited, I try and catch my breath after that first lap, because that was phenomenal. As RS Jim is now looking at the back of both of Aft Cape and Ray Devan, but Ray Devan's on the inside of Aft Cape. That is 3 wide at Bathurst. That is phenomenal. RS Jim going. He's not going to do that, is he? Surely, no, he is. Round the outside of the hairpin left. That is phenomenal stuff from the defending champion. Ray Devan done all that work. Jesus, these boys giving us a hell of a race at the moment round Bathurst. These three are battling very, very hard, as Aft Cape will now be looking to take some of those places back. There's NGR Fraser ahead of Shadowstalker. There's Ben Sully with the Scraffinator right behind him. Slider Gas trying to catch back up to the pack after his spin. That was a... What was that? I heard a bit of grass. It might have just been a bit of a tyre, but Slider Gas is now on the back of the Scraffinator. And there, unfortunately, is Liam Thurso after a hefty damage pit stop. That is not going to be very, very happy at all. So back to the front then. Boy Raxer leads from Adam Morris by 6 tenths of a second right now. There's Jamie F30, 2.7 now off the pace. And I would have a look at that comment in a minute. As we come down that straight away, there's Ray Devan, who is now ahead of RS Jim. So we've missed that move there, but this group of cars definitely worth watching right now. Slider Gas in the pits as well. That'd be for damage, I can only assume. So unlucky for him, he must have clipped the wall. There's Cape looking at the back of RS Jim. It's gone board with RS Jim. Right on the back now of Raider Van 80. Hitting the brakes. He's much later on the brakes. He's not going to go around the outside there though, not this time. He's going to have to think of something a bit smarter than that. Just come up the hill here at Bathurst. Now where's AFCAP? AFCAP just not quite close enough really to have a challenge of anything. This is the closest battle we have so far. On track. We've got pit mode here from RS Jim, see what the drivers are seeing over here, and that is nothing until you reach the corner. Oh, he seemed confident down the hill here as well. Boyrax is still leading by 3/10, so he's not exactly got a comfortable lead right now. In fact, he really doesn't have a comfortable lead, as RDF Adam Morris is on the back of him with that slipstream. As the camera catches back up, that is going to look like is he going to have a pass? He's going to have a look. One way then the other. He's going down the inside now of the chase. He's gone down the inside of the chase, and that is not quite a done deal. He'll have to let it back pass. He's complete the move off the circuit, but he'll stay side by side as we come down into Murray's now. For the third time, no quite. Boyrax manages to get ahead of him. Very opportunistic there, and you can see that maybe you want to be second place on the tail first on that final lap. That slipstream is strong right now. Do feel free to comment, as that's Liam Thurso getting out the way there. Back to Raider Van. A bit more spread out now, these two. But we'll go back to the front because Adam Morris is really looking for this win tonight. He wants to close that gap. Maybe 25 points the difference so far between these two at the top of the table. So a lot of points. I mean, that's effectively a whole race that Boyrax has. He can have a DNF in one race and still be leading the championship. 2/10 the gap now as we come up over the hill. On the hill we go. And to the left-hander, and then the next quick left-hander. No place ready to pass here. And if you try at the S's, you're very brave and very trusting of the other cars. That's not going to happen. Come over the top towards the S's, and a bit of a dodgy line that from Adam Morris. He's not quite got the line through there, but he saves it and keeps in touch now with Boyraxer. But he did lose a few tenths of a second. He clips the wall. That'll be a bit of damage there. Through Forest Elbow. And down the Conrod Straight for the 4th time of 5. And whilst we look at this, NGR Fraser is now on the back of AFCAP. So this is definitely going to be interesting as we go down the Conrod. As we go back to the leaders, Adam Morris not quite there. Not quite there at all. 4/10, he's going to have to build it up onto the last lap here if he wants to win this. How is NGR Fraser doing? NGR Fraser now looking at the move now on AFCAP down towards the chase. Oh, he's already done it before the flick right hand. That's fantastic. That must mean that AFCAP's got some damage on his car, because that looked like a sitting duck job right there. And he's only got 2 seconds to Ben Sully 2000, the Scraffinator there in 10th. Not really seeing much of him at the moment. There's Slider Gas, and obviously Liam Thurso at the back. He's having some rotten luck this season, is Liam Thurso, for the Ginetta Juniors. AFCAP still sticking with Fraser here. But I fear down the straight. He just looked very much like a sitting duck, but maybe this is AFCAP now returning the favour, going down the mountain straight. Down the mountain straight we come. Is he going to have a look into Griffin? He will have a look into Griffin. He is going to have a look. I'm surprised Fraser's not decided to defend that, though Afcape thinks better of it going through there. So you prefer to have a run, and on that is very wide from Fraser. That's going to cost him a bit of time. And the battle at the front now, we've got to try and switch between because the battle at the front is very, very tight as we're on the last lap here. This is getting interesting. Adam Morris, I would say, is absolutely in the correct position for the Conrod if he can just stick with Boyraxa through the S's, the dip. There's a bit of bodywork there through the S's. Through the dip and up through Forest Elbow. If he can stay right on Boyraxa, that is going to favour him massively down the straight. He's got 3/10. I think he's within a shout here. He's gone out, and yet the time is coming down. He's 3/10 now. Down the Conrod, he gets in that slipstream. Boyraxa will have to defend into the chase. I can guarantee you of that. As we go up the hill, 0.2 now as we come down. There's Conrod. Will Adam Morris look to go in the inside of the left hand, of the right hand, or flick through? No, not quite there. He's not quite going to do it. But is he going to get a run out of the chase? He's going to have a look at the switchback through Morris. We're going to go trying around the outside now for Adam Morris. Adam Morris trying around the outside now of Murray's. Is he going to do it up towards the line? Will Boyraxa keep it? Very, very tight. I think Boyraxa's literally just about done. Yes, he has. Boyraxa takes his 3rd straight win here in this championship. RDF Adam Morris finishes 2nd. Jamie F. 33rd. Raider Van 80 will take 4th from RS Jim 77 in 5th. NGR Fraser 6th. Brilliant result for him today. Afcape will come home in 7th, but is that Shadow Stalker almost having a moment in the background there? Coming home 8th. Ben Sully in 9th. Here comes the Scraffinator. Home in 10th on his debut in the Ginetta Juniors. I will agree, Matt, that is really nice conditions out here at Bathurst, and you can tell Scraff is absolutely delighted with that result, just finishing in front of someone he is pleased. Here is Slider Gas. And there's Liam Thurso in dead last after he had some damage on lap number 1 as we await Slider Gas to come across the line in 11th. Very unlucky, very quick in qualifying, coming 4th, but his start was tremendous. It's a shame he had that spin through the S's. Comes into Murray for the final time for Slider Gas 28 to go home in 11th. And there we go, that is the race over for race 1 here at Bathurst. Boyraxa 14 extends his lead at the top of the championship. Fantastic driving from the championship leader. RDF 1, Adam Morris is 2nd, Jamie F 33rd, Raider Van 80 in 4th, RS Jim 77 5th, NGR Fraser in 6th, Afcape 7th, Shadow Stalker 8th, Ben Sully 2009th in his debut this season, the Scraffinator 10th. Nice good top 10 finish that for Scraff. Slider Gas 28 is in 11th. And Liam Thurso rounded out the grid. What was the other comment? I'm just going to have a quick glance. And it is definitely great racing tonight from the boys here at NXTGEN. Remember, this championship sponsored by Emily and Scott, who's doing the actual championship for the Ginetta Juniors as part of the BTCC package. A few decent results I've seen from the juniors. Shows you now. Wait, we're going to go 10 laps now of Bathurst. 20-minute qualifying session. So I'm going to quickly grab a drink because my throat is killing me after that one. A cracking finish, I think all viewers will agree on that. Between the lead. It's always nice to have a fight for the lead here, right to the end of the race. So I will be back very, very shortly. Right, that's a bit better. So let me know in the comments what you thought of that race between Adam Morris and Boy Rex 14, the top two in the table. That was, yeah, definitely a fantastic move on the outside for RS Gym 77. I mean, but it's phenomenal how they do it, especially around there. I will agree with you on that. Just waiting for the second qualifying to begin. I tell you what, I wonder how Slidergas got that start. I mean, that was phenomenal. Oh, welcome Afghan for the stream. Yeah, that was phenomenal. I mean, you do even if you do lose two positions, you got to appreciate that move. That was phenomenal from RS Gym. I mean, as soon as I saw you guys go 3 wide there through that after Griffin, I thought that was going to be ending in tears, if I'm completely honest, because up there 3 wide is not easy in any car. As qualifying begins. Here at Bathurst. too. I couldn't have imagined if you actually went through the left-hander 3 wide as well. That would have been phenomenal. Definitely carnage, but good luck to everyone for qualifying in round number 2 here at Bathurst. Race number 8 of the season. Adam Morris, after losing out by 9/100ths of a second. Will be wanting revenge right now. I mean, Boy Raxer, 3 wins on the trot right now for him. You can't fault him. You just can't fault the boy. As all the cars come out on the track for the 20-minute qualifying session, there's a bit of an interesting line that from Liam Bathurst on his way out. We have lost the Scraffinator, unfortunately. It looks like he disconnected. Whether he'll be back, he can join during the qualifying session, but whether he does or not, another story. That's Boy Raxer having a look. Go around the outside of Jamie F430 in qualifying. Bloody hell. Down the inside. Now remember, this is where RS Jim made his cracking move. And Jamie F430 is going to try it as well, and he's done it on Boy Raxer in qualifying. I think these boys don't know the meaning of don't race. You're meant to be setting a lap time. That's fantastic stuff. We continue to watch Adam Morris here. Let's go on. Where's Boy Raxer on his standings? There he is. Let's go on board with him. Let's on board with Boy Raxer following Jamie F430. And this could be very clever now from Boy Raxer. Because I know that the toe is worth at least 3/10 on the lap. Now, and that's all because... Oh, that's... No, Boy Raxer's going to go for it, that's interesting. I thought for a second... Boy Raxer might stay behind Jamie, but Jamie playing a bit of a crafty game here, the host. The host playing very crafty. Because you don't want to be touching the grass on the warm-up lap. That's not ideal. But Jamie F430, a slider gas sets a 2:44.7 to begin our times for the day. Jamie F430 very, very slightly has gone to the back to pick up all the slipstream. All cars are on track, all 11 cars are on track today in this qualifying session. As Adam Morris, I think these are all just out lap times. Bit wide that from Jamie. Whether he'll get away with it on track limits is questionable. But he's got a good run here, and he's got some slipstream to help him. On board with him. Look at some split times as well, maybe. So we can get a bit of a feel for what they're doing. As Lima Thurso sets provisional pole now with a 2:41.0. Over these times will collapse immensely. So what you can see right now coming into Bathurst was your top 3 and still your top 3 on your way out. Of race 1 here at Bathurst. And the way they are running is the championship order as well. Boy Raxer leading the championship, followed by Adam Morris and Jamie F430. Bit interesting there. Jamie F430 a bit tighter. Didn't quite get the left-hander in the dipper correct though. Down to the forest elbow. Very wide and clipping the wall out for Jamie. I think this is visual only damage this time. So a little less demanding, but that is going to ruin his time for this lap and potentially ruin the chance to keep the slipstream for the next lap. Adam Morris, though, will have a bit of slipstream off that. From Boy Rexer. Come up over the hill on the Conrod. Flick right. And then up towards the chase. And slide of gas, that's a 2:29.5, that's a fantastic benchmark. Radarman only 1/10 behind him though on a 29.7. As we come across the line, Boy Rexer, what will he do? A 2:28.1, Adam Morris a 2:28.6, and Jamie F430 a 29.0. So instantly Boy Rexer setting the times here in qualifying. Go look at someone else's car. Here's Ben Sully, 2000 near the end of his first flying lap, I would say. He pops it in to Murray's and out we go. Very clean, very nice line as well from the debutante. And up into 7th, Liam Thursday, what does he do? Third place, a 29.018, bloody hell, that is close. 0.042 between Liam Thursday and Jamie F430, that's fantastic stuff, as Afcape is now in the pit lane. RSM 77 coming across into Murray's for his first flying lap. Very nice sunset here at Bathurst as NXTGEN comes down the main straight and across the line he comes now. He only goes 9th with a 44.5, so that must be an outlap for him. So people I think haven't really set a time at the moment is NXTGEN, Fraser and Afcape, who hasn't set a time at all. With 12 minutes 30 left on the clock. There's your current pole sitter. Boy Rexer 14. Adam Morris not choosing to get in the toe this time. That's very interesting. We'll gradually start picking it up here though. And we'll... Very weird line that from Adam Morris, but it works obviously. Go into the chase. Radovan sets second place time, 0.4 off of Boy Rexer with a 28.5. Fantastic stuff from that man. And obviously slide of gas. Beating Jamie F430 by 0.001 there into 5th. Boy Rexer. Jamie F430 says a blind overtime at 26.8 from the man in 3rd place in the championship. Massive toe, 0.07 for the gap to Adam Morris now. And Boy Rexer being demoted to 3rd, 0.6 off the pace. Is him running in clean air actually destroying his chances of getting pole position for the race number 2? That's not what you're looking for. There's Afcape. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong. I believe he's on an outlap because he hasn't set a time as he clips the wall there. Using all the road and wall. Can Fraser now get a time quicker than a 2:45? I think he can. He should be able to. He's a very quick driver as NGR Fraser. Raced him in Rallycross before. Tough man to beat. And down the Conrod straight and up towards the chase we go. Only 10 minutes left of this session. Fraser hits the brakes, gets it into the chase. The chase is on through Murray's. To Murray's, which is the final corner. It's the brakes, get into Murray's. A bit of two-wheel action there from NGR Fraser. And yeah, that is definitely caught on camera, sir. Fantastic bit of driving through there. But he doesn't go any quicker. He's down in 10th and he's 18 seconds off the pace. That can't be right for NGR Fraser. I know he's quicker than that. And he knows he's quicker than that. RSGM up to 7th at the moment. I think, well, that's Jamie F430 taking his idea of some track limits, I think. I think as F1 2017 would quote, the stewards don't like your interpretation of track limits there. Boyrax does go quicker, he's now 0.19. Oh, and RDF Adam Morris claims provisional pole position and goes back to the pits. It looks like Ben Sully, yep, the top three going back to the pits. So far Adam Morris is leading the way with a 2:26.7. Jamie F430 at 26.8. And Boyrex at 26.9, so the top three covered by less than 0.2 of a second. Phenomenal stuff. Slidercast 28 is sitting in 4th right now, with Radovan 80 in 5th, looking like teammate cars there. There is Radovan 80 in the number 2 machine, whereas Slidercast is in the number 3 machine. Lee Bathurst is in the pits, just coming out now, as is the Machuca boys. The top three on their way out again for another stint, as Jamie F430 just waits for Shadowstalker, I believe, to go past there. They'll look at Afcape at the moment, because he hasn't set a time yet. He'll be looking to set one and put one maybe in the top 5 here. Because the top three are looking like a league of their own. Through the S's, Afcape comes. Through the Dipper. And up towards Forest Elbow. As far as how he goes, a bit of back end movement, but it's absolutely fine as we go down the back straight of the Conrod straight. And remember, this time is without any sort of draft, which is key, as we see Adam Morris and Jamie F430 has proved that the slipstream is very, very strong around here. And I wonder if Boyrax had decided to go out behind Jamie and Adam Morris just to claim that slipstream and see if he can put his car on pole position. Here comes Afcape to finish off his lap now. As NGR Fraser has now put in a proper time of 2:32.8, good for him, into 8th place for him of the 11 runners for race number 2. Afcape goes down the main straight and across the line he goes, a 2:34.6, so not a brilliant time from the man in the number 55 machine. Definitely some time to be had out of that. And Boyraxer finds himself at the front of that pack again. Although that's a very interesting addition to this pack. Liam Thurso now joining on the back. Be looking for a triple slipstream, as they all try and warm their tyres up, because down that back straight your tyres do go seriously cold. Don't do any sort of work at all. So here we go then, these 4 drivers, and that looks like it could be RS Jim. Yeah, that's RS Jim in the background. Bit of a weird thing that from Jamie F430, maybe just trying to get a bit of extra heat into the tyre before he goes to the lap. It obviously works, he's gained on Adam Morris coming out of hell. down the mountain straight. Adam Morris looks to have lost the toe now from Boyraxa. Over the bumps into Griffin, then they can cause real problems because they are right on the braking zone of most cars. With Thurso there, quite happily receiving a nice handful of slipstream through here. It's phenomenal what you get round through here. Go a bit wide through there, but that's absolutely fine. It's completely like the racing line. Go through the left hand. We're looking at Adam Morris at the moment, who is currently our pole sitter. Look at Boyraxa for the end of his lap. Go into the dipper and towards Forest Elbow. Just 3 minutes 50 left on the clock now. Through the Forest Elbow we come again. The back end stepping out for Boyraxa there. Now Lima Thurso has definitely got a bit of slipstream coming out of there, so that'll be interesting what his time is as we come down the Commonwealth Straight. Definitely slipstream on Jamie F430 there for Lima Thurso. That's going to improve his time quite nicely. And camera doesn't do what I want it to, but there we go. As we come down towards the curve, towards the chase we come. Now, can Boyraxa pull an extra couple of tenths here? He's got no slipstream. So if he does it, it'll be a phenomenal effort, I would say. Down towards Murray's we come. Across the line we come, then Boyraxa does not improve. And in fact, none of them improve. Weirdly enough. RSM now to 6th with a 2:28.4. Halfgate sets time now of 2:33.1, so that puts him up into 9th. Need to watch Halfgate. Let's go for a quiet lap with NGR Fraser. Enjoy this lap. And that's a bit of a shame from NGR Fraser, just losing it there and going into the wall. It never works, this, does it? A nice quiet lap is all I want. As our Jim looks like he's creating a bit of space for himself. As he gets set, ready for his final qualifying attempt. defending champion here. Apologies for that, just had to quickly sort something out. Yeah, so Adam Morris, looks like he's going to be taking pole position for race number 2. Again, second pole for the night. Can he convert this one into a win? So Adam Morris takes the pole with a 2:26.719. Jamie Apple 30, 2:26.809 in second, but only 0.09. Anyway, Boy Raxa takes third, the championship leader, 0.174, so he did improve on his lap, but not enough. Liam Thurso in fourth, only 0.5 in the end, so very good effort from him. Ray Devan in 5th, Slider Gas 28 in 6th, RS Jim 77 in 7th, NGR Fraser in 8th, Ben Sully 2000 in 9th, Shadow Stalker in 10th, and AFK rounds out the 11 drivers in 11th and last. Not a good qualifying session from AFK there at all. I don't think he'll be too happy with himself in that. A few funny flags going on, Jamie F430s there. You'll have to let me know, bud. What flag is that? Because definitely interesting one there. Boy Rexa, apparently from Venezuela. You never know. Could all be true. So here we go. Oh, and the lights are on here. It's dusk. It's dusk here at Bathurst. What a beautiful setting for the circuit. And for the 10-lap race number 2 here, as we wait for everyone to sink in and go through the get ready screen. Do, if you are watching and you're not racing, do comment throughout the race. It'd be interesting to get everyone who's watching thoughts on the race as it goes through. "11 cars sat on the grid. Can Adam Morris finally turn this pole position into a win here at Bathurst? He qualified on pole in the first one, got a horrible start. Do watch out for the man in 6th place though, Slider Gas 28. He had a mental start in race 1. Bit of a crash though on the first lap. Cost him. Still waiting at the moment for the vehicles to be ready. Very long wait at the moment. Some might not be ready. Remember, they get 2 minutes. If they don't ready up, they will be out of the race. They're going to have to get very careful. Here we go then. As we sync the grid. 3 red lights here at Project Cars 2, and we're away here at Bathurst for the second time tonight. And Jamie F30 looks to have got a good start, as has Adam Morris. He looks to be on the inside now. We should be able to defend that, and Boy Rex may have a look down the inside as we go through hell for the first time of 10. Very clean getaway from the NXTGEN boys through hell. But here comes Jamie F30 on the inside of Adam Morris. He's going to come down to Griffin, and he is going to have the inside line. That will be done deal, surely. As Liam Thurso looks around the outside of Boy Rex coming into Griffin as well. Plenty of battles going on. Everyone side by side. Let's go back to the front. Adam Morris has kept the lead though. That's a phenomenal effort. Obviously braking a lot later than Jamie FL30. Jamie FL30's lost a good chunk of time through Griffin. He's going to have Boy Rex up the chuff. And Liam Thurso has got side gas literally on his chuff going up through the hill there. As there's Radovan very close behind. There's NGR Fraser. RS Jim trying to keep his position from Afcape there. Afcape going around the outside of the hill, makes it the inside. That's going to be a move done. That's a fantastic move for the number 55 machine. Back to the front. RDF Adam Morris making a bit of a run for it now. With 1 second in front of Jamie FL30, who's defending hard from Boeing Rexer, who has to watch out because Liam Thurso looking at the inside there at the S's. That would have been very, very brave. Phenomenal stuff here. We've got a 5-car train that's turning into 6 and 7 potentially. It's potentially a 7-car train as we come down towards the forest elbow for the first time of 10. And Boy Rex is down the inside of Jamie FL30. That is not quite done yet though. Neither of them have any slipstream. They can be very, very equal coming down that straight. The winner could be Liam Thurso, who's right behind them. Up the hill we go. Jamie FL30 definitely not giving this up at all. He may try and stick around the outside of the chase as well. Flick left. Oh, very, very tight. Just squeezing Boy Rex as much as he can to try and prevent him. But Boy Rex keeps it out the inside. But Jamie FL30 keeps around the outside of the chase. And that's fantastic. And here comes Liam Thurso to try and capitalise on the mistake of Boy Rex. So trying to keep it around the outside there. Has he done? He's going to have to go around the outside of Murray. He's going around the outside of Murray, and that is a fantastic move. Why is it? Oh, that is Boy Rexer and Slider Gas having a collision in the background there, potentially from reactions of Liam Thurso going around the outside of Murray there. Luckily, it's only visual damage for this race, so not going to destroy their races. But they got a bit of time now to make him, especially Slider Gas. Again, he's been very unlucky here tonight. So Adam Morris cruising in the lead now with a 3-second gap to Liam Thurso, who's now done Jamie FL30. That's phenomenal stuff. Oh, and that's a bit of a hit on the wall. And another one in the background. That was Slider Gas in the background hitting the wall. Oh, and that is Ben Sully 2000. Spearing into the outside wall at Griffin there. So obviously having a bit of issue. Remember, it's obviously slightly darker, as the track will be a bit cooler. And all the other bumps in the Griffin are very horrible under braking. Now Radovan has Boy Rex 14 for company. Right now Adam Morris is laughing. Not only is he making up the points he lost earlier tonight, he is also pulling points on the leader. If we come through the S's, Liam Thurso leading this battle of 4 for second place. As we come down the Conrod straight now, Liam Thurso, no slipstream. Alan Morris is too far ahead right now. But he's going to have a freight train of cars behind him looking to overtake as we come up the Conrod. through the flick right-hander, and there goes Ray Devan into second. That's a fantastic move. Very opportunistic, making up 2 places there. Now that'll be Liam Mathurso having to probably lift off for track limits there. And Jamie FL30 is going to try around the outside, just like Liam Mathurso done to Boyraxo, not quite. Will he try the switch back out of Murray? He's definitely looking at it, and he's still looking at the inside of for Hell. RSGM 77 is joining the battle, as well as Boyraxo having a good look. Boyraxo trying to go around the outside of Jamie FL30 now. That is on a collision between Jamie FL30 and Boyraxo, sends Boyraxo wide, but not quite out of it. Yeah, he's still alongside him. That's phenomenal driving. The flash of the lights, I think, from Jamie FL30 to say sorry for that, but all's fair game right now. Come down to Griffin. Over the bumps, you can see how much the cars move over those bumps. There's no wonder people having issues through Griffin. As the pack closes up through Griffin, we're coming up the hill we go. Ray Devan, a bit like now becoming the cork in the bottle, as it were. And that's Jamie FL30 going round the outside of Liam Mathurso. Is he going to make that stick? He is going to make that stick. That's a phenomenal move, just like RSGM 77 done earlier. He's gone round the outside, made it stick, and got back up into 3rd place for the man in 3rd in the championship. Great driving from all cars here. No real contact available. This is pretty much going to be a race-long battle, as Ray Devan has so much pressure now on him to keep Jamie FL30 and the gang behind. I hate when I do this, but I'm going to have to see if there's anyone else. Afcape on his own, Slade Gas on his own, Showstalk on his own, Pennsylvania on his own, Fraser on his own, parked up somewhere. He's obviously had a spin somewhere as we go back to the battle at hand, because who wants to see a man on his own? Ray Devan, another man going through the air, creating that hole for Jamie FL30 to gain a ton of speed. Now Adam Morrison out to 3.2 seconds the gap between the leader and second. You'd have to think now that he's just doing a bit of race management as we all close up into the chase. 5 cars at the moment in the battle for 2nd place. This is quality racing for the Ginetta Juniors here in NXTGEN at Season 11. Sponsored by Emily Lynn Scott, of course, driving in the actual Ginetta Junior Championship this year as part of the BTCC support package. As my screen goes off, which is not good. We go into hell for the 4th time of 10 tonight in race 2. If you are watching and are able to, do let me know your thoughts so far on this crazy battle for 2nd place, as Jamie M430 looking up the inside for Griffin against Ray Devan 80 for 2nd place here, and Liam Mathurso is looking to take it with him. Can Liam Mathurso be cunning enough to get it up the inside at Griffin? No, he's going to back out of that, I think. Or is he? No, he has gone for the move on the inside. The gap stayed open because of Jamie FL30 filling the gap. It's try and get my... Oh, the big wall collisions there, up through into the hairpin. And Ray Devan loses all 4 positions there. He moves from 2nd all the way down to 6th in the space of 2 corners. Effectively 3. Very unlucky. It looks like everyone ran wide. I think Ray Devan ran wide, hit the wall, and Liam Mathurso and Boyraxo followed. But as we are on board with Boyraxo at the moment, we go through the S's, a much different line for both drivers. So we go trackside again. Boyraxo looking to get up into 3rd. Remember, this race is all about damage limitation for him right now, because his main rival, his teammate Adam Morris, is 3.7 ahead as they all come onto the Conrod. But Jamie FL30 still not safe in that slipstream, and very much not safe in the slipstream. Here comes Liam Mathurso. He's absolutely cruising up behind him. Boyraxo is following. Ray Devan right on the back of all the tail as well. Lima Thursday looking down the inside of the chase. That should be done deal. Or a bit of a contact into the chase. But is Jamie F30 going to keep that? He will do. That's fantastic driving around the outside there. And keeps his second place. But all this battling is allowing Adam Morris to get away for the lead. He's not going to go around the outside of Morris, but will he try the switchback? But Boy Rax is now having a look on the inside of Lima Thursday. We come up to Hell, and I think he's got the overlap enough. So we go on to lap number 5. And that's Boy Rax. Yes, on the inside, but not quite. Lima Thursday, these cars are fantastic around the outside of the corners tonight. Unfortunately, no one else is getting much of a viewing because these boys are putting on a hell of a show from NXTGEN. As we come up now, that is Boy Rax now defending from RSGM 77, who's going to look around the outside of Griffin. That would be a very brave move to do, but very doable. He hits the brakes late, round the outside, and that is done deal. Fantastic move from RSGM 77, the defending champion, looking on song this race, and he thought about looking down the inside there of Liam Thurso. Fantastic driving from these 5. Very close battles. I think Ray Devan has lost his lights. Not very ideal, that. But there goes RSGM round, looking down the inside. That would have been very, very interesting. But Boy Rax are now looking very, very close. And will Ray Devan try and compensate up for that? No, not quite. We come down towards the S's. This is fantastic driving, I think you will all agree. As Jamie F30 hits the wall, that's going to cost him a bit of time as we come down to the forest elbow. Into the forest elbow we come, and that's Boy Rax looking down the inside. RSGM, a bit of tapping, a bit of touring car tapping there, but nothing vicious. And now Ray Devan will have a run on Boy Rax down the Conrod straight. There goes Jamie F30 down the Conrod. And that is Ray Devan now having a look at Boy Rax for 5th place. Come through the right hand up towards the chase. Will he try around the outside? He will be trying around the outside. He's not quite going to get it done though. Boy Rax successfully defends that 5th place. But again, if those two begin battling a bit harder, the battle for 2nd will start getting away from them. As Liam Thurso still looking very much at trying to get past Jamie F30 there. He's gone board with the man with the best seat in the house of this, as Jamie F30 defends into Hell. And that's Jamie F30 wide out of Hell. That's going to cost him positions. He's lost 2nd to Liam Thurso now. RSGM may get that as well. And Boy Rax are looking to the outside now. As we head down toward Griffin. Over the bumps, RSGM is looking around the outside. Liam Thurso, he's going to try it again. Oh, he's not going to get it. He's been sent into the wall. Oh, and there's a big crash. Oh my god. That's Jamie F30 out of the race. That is huge. Huge stuff for the championship. Oh, hello. And that is Slider Gas, almost collecting RSGM there. Very big news out for the championship then, as Boy Rax doesn't lose the position amazingly, but Jamie F430 is on his side again, and it's not the first time this year for this season 11 that he's ended up on a different side other than the wheels. That is game over. Adam Morris then, 7 seconds now ahead of Lima Thurso, who is 7 seconds ahead of Ray Devan 80, who is 6 seconds ahead of Slider Gas 28, who is 2 seconds ahead of Boy Raxa. What a collision though into Griffin. I gotta think that was where RSGM hit the wall, came back onto the track, nowhere to go for anyone round here, and ensue the carnage of Bathurst. But this means that we have a very spread out field. Teammates here, Shadow Stalker DBS and Avcape. We haven't seen them for a long, long time in this race. About 6 laps worth, to be honest. But here they are. Closest battle on the track right now for the race. Go down the Conrod. Shadowstalker will have a bit of trouble here because Afcape's got the slipstream. Has he got enough slipstream though? That is the question to be. And I can see gaps between Slider Gas and Boyrax are coming down quite rapidly now, down to 1.4. That's an interesting line from Afcape. I don't think I'd have tried that one. That's not going to help your fastest lap time. This Boyrax are showing off the lovely engine of the Ginetta Junior cars here. These obviously the GT5 versions for this league. There's RSG in the background, obviously no lights. There is Boyrax on his way. No change yet for Afcape and Shadowstalker. Very much an equal gap there. Question is now, can Slider Gas keep Boyrax behind? Because right now Adam Morris is 4 positions ahead of his rival. Jamie F430 is back in the race, ladies and gentlemen. He has somehow got his car corrected. But he is 2 minutes 20 down and probably a lap down. Well, he's not quite a lap down to NGR Fraser, I don't think. So, oh, and he's spun the car through the dipper. I'd love to see the car. Here goes Slider Gas and Boyrax are through, lapping Jamie F430 there. Up towards down the Conrod straight we go then. Slider Gas has Boyrax right up his tail, and Boyrax looking for 4th place now. Oh, and that is someone gone as we look at Adam Morris. Who's that? That's disappeared. Who is it that's gone missing? That's did have 11. Oh, that's Ben Sully, I think that is 2000. Ben Sully 2000. Don't know what happened when he retired the car. But he's no longer in the race, and Slider Gas has given the opening here for Boyrax of 14 to go down the left hand side of him, down the mountain straight up towards Griffin. And easily done before the bend, before even getting to the crest. Slider Gas slots in behind him. May look to go around the outside or inside. He's got the pace, not quite there, but he might carry some pace through here. He does carry pace, and will he now look up through the hill? Because after this, and that is Jamie F30, I think, in the background. No, it's not. Who is that in the background? RS Jim in the background, destroying his bonnet on the wall at Griffin. Go up through the hill. Slider Gas won't have another chance now until the Conrod straight. Lifts up on the wall, that for Boyrax. That'll lose him a bit of time, but not too much. I'm all the way through. Adam Morris has had an issue, I think, of some sort. So he's either had a spin or something, because he gaps on out of 4 seconds, but is now regrowing. Down to Forest Elbow for these two contenders, Boyrax and Slider Gas 28. Down the straight we go then. Is there enough of a slipstream for Slider Gas to pick up and continue on trying to get through it? Go back to Adam Morris. He's had another issue here. He's lost 4/10 to Lima Thurso through there. Well, that might just be the Constantine effect, but he's definitely lost a lot of time. That used to be a 7-second gap, so very interesting, as Boy Rexer has stayed ahead of Slider Gas. Looks like he's settled in that position quite nicely, as Adam Morris starts the penultimate lap here at Bathurst. No other battles really commencing at the moment, so let's have a look through the order. Adam Morris currently your leader on lap number 9, followed by Lima Thurso, who seems to be closing in a little bit on the current leader. Radovan 80 is currently sitting in 3rd. Boy Graxer up to 4th, especially after that horrible collision through Griffin. Slider Gas 28 sits in 5th. RS Jim in 6th. The very unlucky, probably the unlucky cause almost out of the collision at Griffin, bouncing off the wall back into the pack. Can't really do anything about that. Shadow Stalker sits in 7th. Afcape in 8th. NGR Fraser is 9th, and Jamie 430 with a very compact looking Ginetta G40 sitting 10th and last right now. Boy Rexer looking like he's now managing that gap between him and Slider Gas. It hangs around 4 or 5 tenths at the moment. It's a good job, but that was visual only damage. Could you imagine that with 4 damage? That would have been all 3 of them probably out of the race for good. Now that would have been Adam Morris a bit of a happy man. Oh, the back end getting very light over that crest for Boy Rexer. He's pushing that car. He's looking to get up to 3rd here to Radovan and really restrict the advantage that Adam Morris will gain, but I don't think he's going to do it. Adam Morris going through the chase right now, no lights on. He doesn't feel like he needs them. There's Lima Thurso in the background. It's down to 3 seconds, the gap. The ever decreasing gap, but onto the final lap comes Adam Morris. Pole position man and leader pretty much straight from the start of the race. Very good drive so far. Still got to complete the other 3.21 miles of this circuit though to win the race. Slider Gas has an issue somewhere. He's dropped 3 seconds to Boy Rexer. Yeah, you see there. Adam Morris was 9 tenths slower than Liam Thurso on that last lap. Definite question for concern there, but probably not enough as we're on the final lap. We continue to watch the leader on his final lap so far. We've not seen much of Adam Morris, let's be honest, this race. He has been absolutely dominant from the start. Once Jamie F430 was the cork in the bottle for the rest of the pack, holding everyone up, he just walked away and said thank you very much so far. We're coming up towards the skyline. Up over the skyline into the S as we go. We're not going to have a battle for the lead, unfortunately, by the seams of it, on this race. Come up towards the forest's elbow. It's a nicely tucked in. Out onto the Conrod straight we go. With the leader on lap number 10 of 10 here at Mount Panorama. Revving that limiter. Just squeezing every horsepower out of it, every extra mile an hour for top speed. He comes into the chase for the final time this race for Adam Morris. He's going to be happy with this result. He's going to pull points on his teammate and the leader of the championship, Boy Raxa. He comes into Murray for the final time. It's going to be Adam Morris taking a win, his second win of the season here at Bathurst. Fantastic, fantastic race from him. Lima Thursday comes second. Greater Man 80. Looks like he's going to come home third. Very much so as he comes out of Murray. He's going to be very happy. He'll probably be flashing his lights even though he's got none. Boy Raxa, very good damage limitation in this race. Comes fourth. Slider Gas 28 will come fifth. There's our SGM77 defending champion coming home in sixth after the big collision at Griffin. Just a few laps ago. Shadow Stalker DBS. You'll be happy with this result. 7th place. Not had the easiest of seasons so far, but he's going to be happy to come home in 7th here at Bathurst. Yes, there is a flash of the light to say, yes, I'm very much happy with that. Half Cape coming through Murray, probably not the race he was hoping, but I think he's going to take it. Nice flash of lights there, so he's fairly happy with that as he comes across the line in 8th. NGR Fraser will come home in 9th place. And that is your finishing order. Jamie F30 coming in 10th. So, your final order for race number 2. RDF1 Adam Morris, Liam Thurso, Raider Van 80, Boy Raxa 14, Slider Gas 28, RS Jim 77, Shadow Stalker DBS, Afcape, NGR Fraser, Jamie F430 rounding out your top 10. And all your runners for race number 2. Ben Sully 2000 not completing race number 2, having a DNF. There. So fantastic racing tonight from the boys at NXTGEN. A very, very tight battle for first and the win in race number 1, and a 5-6 car battle for second place for most of that second race. That is a phenomenal achievement. So thank you to all the NXTGEN guys for providing that sort of entertainment in these fantastic cars. And next week we will be... Let me just find it. So next week we'll see us go to Brands Hatch Indy, where it's a wet race. So these guys racing in the wet will be severely interesting. So it could be an interesting one next week. That is next week, again, same time, 8:30 GMT here on this channel. Thank you very much to the NXTGEN boys for providing all the entertainment. Thank you for yourselves watching tonight's stream. And obviously thank you to Emily Scott sponsoring this championship, obviously doing the actual juniors championship this year, and obviously good luck to her for the whole season from us here. But from me tonight, that's the end of the stream and the end of the Ginetta Juniors round number 4 from Bathurst. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.